Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your July 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Scorpio. And before we get started today, make sure you take a moment to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And you are welcome to sign up for my newsletter if you would like more readings sent to you. You also get a free meditation when you sign up for that. So there is more good stuff that is available to you. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna lay this spread out and then we will get started. All right, let's start with Oracle cards, shall we? First thing coming up is Scry Mirror. There is, okay, how do I describe this? The main thing that's coming up with this card is really deep reflective work in July. So this is something where you're gonna need to double down on trusting your intuition. You're gonna need to double down on the work that you're doing, the trust that you are giving this situation. The embodiment work is going to be a really big deal in July. So don't skimp on any of that. I'm also getting that you have the tools, you have the resources, you have the right things that you need in order to make whatever it is that you are desiring possible. All of that is completely available to you at this time. You have to hold that though. Nobody else can hold that, and if you're holding despair, then that is what you're going to be fixated on. If you're holding that empowered, creative, energetic, and you look at what I hold within me is what I will actively create, that's going to serve you a lot better. So use all of your tools this month. Make sure that you are shining those up and just using what you know works. And that will get you to the next step. And then we have change. Okay, so I'm actually getting that this is something you've constructed. So you have been in this process, because this does not have destructive or chaotic energy. There's nothing about this that reads like death or tower or anything like that. This has more to do with what it is that you are transitioning and shifting and changing internally. Again, it's the reflective piece is a heavy component for you in July. So if you're trying to shift things externally, you have to go within, you have to go to the internal, make some tweaks, see what happens. And then we have openness. Relax your striving and invite gentle curiosity. Be willing to see a new perspective. Don't overplan. Leave room for the magic to breathe. So you're going to need to be careful with any type of obsession or fixation, right? You have that fixed energy, so you need to be careful with that. Try to massage that out this month. Don't dive full force, but allow yourself to have slivers or pockets of openness and that space to be where all of the good stuff is created. So don't get overly rigid with how you're seeing things. Instead, loosen up, breathe into whatever you want to shake loose and let that be what guides you. The central energy for the month of July is the Eight of Swords. So there's a gift and a lesson and quite possibly some frustration in not being able to see ahead. So the Eight of Swords is like a lot of illusions are what I'm getting here. It's a lot of the mental body coming up and trying to interfere with things, which is why you're going to have to use your tools in order to see beyond. Because what I'm getting here is like you could attach your focus, you could cling your focus to any one of these thought forms that are surrounding you. So you need to keep your eyes focused and fixed on what it is that you're actively wanting, right? What it is that you're actively creating and embodying, as I mentioned. It's the embodiment reflective work. It's the internal change, because this is all coming from a third eye space. That's what the reflection is here. And it's about the energetic transition more than anything else. So the little swords that are hanging out, I'm just getting that is all of the fear-based thoughts, or all of the scarcity thoughts, or all of the things where normally your mind would really want to grasp onto, but instead you want to see beyond that and really move into, okay, I'm seeing beyond, I'm looking outside of this. This isn't the end or the worst case scenario, nothing of the sort. So really keep going, keep moving. There's a push for you. You don't need to see around every corner in order to hold your confidence and hold your truth. That's not necessary. So you can do that regardless and lean into that. What you have shifting out in July is the Page of Wands. Let me clarify this. I can't tell if this is you or someone else. What is this Page of Wands doing here? Okay, so this is you. This was you inspecting and thinking and planning and mapping things out, because you can see here, this is the Three of Wands. And so this is an internal process, like you looking out at the landscape and trying to investigate and prep and plan and, like tend to the soil. I'm getting that is actually moved out. Now you are no longer in rookie mode. You're no longer a novice. That is shifting out. Now you're in full-blown application, applying your tools, applying the embodiment, making the internal changes, massaging out some of that fixation and allowing room for openness, seeing beyond the illusions of the mind, coming back into what you know to be ultimately your desire, right? That's kind of your North Star. Your desire is your North Star. And so I'm getting that before there was a lot of thinking and marinating and planning, and there's almost an overdoing of that. So now you're kind of actually taking the leap rather than just thinking about it. And then these two cards around here, around this, is what's surrounding you in July. So let's see the first thing. Eight of Cups, there's a deep portal in July. I know that sounds cheesy, but that's what's happening. It's revelation, it's waking up, it's consciousness, it's moving into deep feminine space. And by that, I mean the unknown. Things may not be full or necessarily active for you in the month of July. Well, that's going to totally depend on what you have going on and what you're creating. But the Eight of Cups is saying the entire way that your perspective has been, or the belief systems that were digging their nails into you, whatever was hooked into you is getting inverted and flipped upside down. So now you have this opportunity to replace all of that has been sitting in the mental body, and you can transition into a completely new paradigm if you so choose. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this. And then we also have the Page of Swords, doing things in a new way. Let me clarify this one as well. This is a lot of innovation. Heavy, heavy, heavy on the innovation. Father of Wands. Okay. This could easily be a person, right? Because you have a page and a king showing up here. And so there's like this fiery air, masculinity, right? Because fire and air are the masculine polarity in terms of direction. So I'm actually getting that much of this is going to be outside of you, that is just happening environmentally in your relationships or in the type of experience you're having with people. So whoever you're calling in, whoever you're working with, or whatever relationships you're working through at this time, there's a heavy significance to the direction that they're moving. And I'd also like to add, these are active cards. So progress is going to happen from this openness that you're moving into, moving out of constriction, moving out of the mental body and into the emotional body is a big part of this process. And it also seems that there's a deep drive to evolving here. That's what's happening here. Or that this person is really pushing you beyond as well. So that'll be interesting to see how that shows up. And then this is what's oncoming for you. The Sun, so collaboration, fun, connection, harmony. This is a very, very playful card. And it also, I mean, it could have something to do with whoever this is. Like, because this is very clearly showing up as a person. And then you have the Sun show up. So this is, things are moving. I think the biggest challenge for you is going to be trusting this portal right here, the Eight of Cups, excuse me, and the Eight of Swords is going to be the other challenging piece, where instead of looking at what your mind may have focused on before, you have to reinvent where you're focusing your attention so that you can evolve. And that's, you know, bittersweet work. It's very scary in some respects, but it also is very much needed. So if you're full of these beliefs that are really holding you back and things that you're telling yourself, like the narration that's happening internally, if that is tampering with you and messing with you, that's where the work needs to be done. So I just wanted to make that clear. Now let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, whatever it is that you're needing. Okay, card number 1. We have 10 of Cups. Okay, so this is fulfillment. This is desire. This is a reason to celebrate. The thing that's coming up here is like celebration frequency, celebration energy is actually what you want to hold. That's going to be of absolute service to you at this time. So make sure you're holding that celebration in your body. It's like celebrate and, you know, get into that vibe of, oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm giving myself a round of applause, or I'm popping a bottle of champagne. Like that level of celebration energetics is what you want to be working with. Card number 2, we have the King of Cups, emotional mastery. So there's a lot of deep sensitivity that's happening. Yes, you're mastering it. Yes, it's intense. So yes to both. This is something where you're being pushed right now. Allow yourself to step into that King of Cups. And I'm getting very specifically that this is you, and this has to do with your process, although it could be triggered by someone environmentally, right? It could be, you know, that this activity over here, whatever this is, whatever this Chariot moving forward, this King of Wands, that fiery force that is making an appearance in July, is really pushing you emotionally. So allow yourself to move into that space, because it's going to help you. But stay conscious. Don't go unconscious with this. Don't go into projection. Don't do any of that stuff. Really anchor yourself into your truth. And then the card number 3, we have the Hermit. Retreat. You need to take a break. So applying more force and more pressure is not actually going to help you. It's not going to serve you. It's not going to do anything of the sort. You need to take a break, retreat, get away. You really create space, set some boundaries, allow yourself to pull your energy back, and that is going to be what you need to carry you forward through the month of July. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing and sign up for my newsletter. More good things to come. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful July, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.